When it comes to picking a study abroad destination for higher education, deciding between studying in the United States or studying in Australia could surely be a tough choice for many international students, as both of these countries are top destinations and have several opportunities to offer foreign students. So to help you make the best decision, in this video I'm going to break down how these countries stack up in 5 key areas. Are you ready? Let's go. First off is the quality of higher education. And while Australia is known for having world-class universities, the sheer number of top-ranking US institutions eclipses Australia. If we look at the stats from the QS World University Rankings, the US contributes about 30% of the universities in the top 100 list, while Australia only accounts for 7%. But don't discount Australia just yet. You see, while Australia might only represent 7% of the top 100 universities worldwide, bear in mind that there are only 43 degree-granting universities in Australia, compared to the United States with over 4,300 degree-granting universities. So the 7% representation of Australian universities in the top 100 worldwide rankings is very, very impressive. Furthermore, keep in mind that with university rankings, the main focus tends to be on research output. But if teaching quality is your main concern, Australia definitely holds its own. However, for those eyeing specialized research-based graduate studies like a PhD or some master's degrees, variety is of importance, and with that, the US beats Australia in the availability of choices. Next up, we got to talk about the cost of education. Generally speaking, US tuition fees for international students tends to be higher than those of Australia. But here's the catch: living in Australia can be costly, as many of the top universities in Australia are concentrated in urban centers like Sydney and Melbourne. In contrast, there are many top universities in the United States that you can find in low cost of living states. So as you can see, living expenses in Australia can significantly offset the relatively lower cost of education that Australia offers and tip the scale down for Australia. But wait, what if you could learn how to fund your international education without letting these costs deter you? Well, if you're here, you're in luck, because I have a special gift for you. If you're struggling to find ways to fund your international education, you can discover the secrets that allowed me to fund my education in the US, covering hundreds of thousands of dollars, in my exclusive free course, which you can sign up for at sojournerscholar.com/funding. In this course, you will learn the strategies and resources I and many international students have utilized to make their educational dreams in the US come true without breaking the bank. So don't miss this unique opportunity to learn how you can make your study abroad dreams come true. So go to sojournerscholar.com/funding, linked in the description section, to sign up today. And once again, that's sojournerscholar.com/funding. Now let's get back to the video. And next is in the quality of life, which is a subjective yet crucial factor to decipher. In this area, you would have to consider factors such as healthcare, taxation, climate, and geographical conditions. Now, Australia's healthcare is publicly funded, which makes it more affordable than the US's privatized system. And as for taxes, the US might let you keep more of your income, with several states like Texas, Washington, and Florida not taxing your earnings at all. When it comes to climate, both Australia and the US offer a pretty wide variety of climates. However, Australia's isolation from other countries might make staying in touch with your friends and family back home a bit of a challenge. Now let's talk about employment opportunities. Both the US and Australia have pretty strong job markets, offering pretty good opportunities for international students. But the US, with its larger economy, has more high-paying employment opportunities in a wider variety of sectors. However, Australia has a pretty robust and faster-growing economy, and with a smaller labor force, there's less competition, which could make it a more attractive prospect for job-seeking international students. Now let's look at immigration policies. One critical area to point out here is how the immigration laws affect how international students can work during and after their studies. Now, both countries allow international students to work part-time during their studies, which is great. However, Australia offers more flexibility in the type of work you could engage in, allowing you up to 40 hours of work per fortnight during the semester and full-time during breaks. And in a similar fashion, the US caps part-time work while school is in session at 20 hours per week and allows work over 20 hours per week when school is not in session. And after graduation, Australia's temporary graduate visa lets eligible students work in the country for up to 4 years, whereas in the US, eligible international students are allowed to work for a maximum of 1 to 3 years, depending on the degree you graduate with and the type of student visa status you're on. As for longer term work and residency, transitioning to a working visa or permanent residency after your studies is generally smoother in Australia than in the United States. And in that respect, Australia beats the United States. As with any head-to-head comparison, there will be some factors that are more important to you and others that are not as important. So when choosing between the US and Australia, if you want a system with affordable healthcare and easier residency pathways for international students, Australia might be the best bet for you. But if you prefer a more diverse climate range, a larger economy with more high-paying job opportunities, and more research-based institutions, the US could be the better fit.